G'day again, welcome back to Dad vs. Son and our playthrough of Avalanche Press's Panzer Grenadier, the Kokoda campaign, and the third introductory scenario. We're about to go on with the 0300 turn. It's only a 7-turn scenario, finishing at 0400, so we're getting there slowly. Stupid computer doing stuff. Last time, the Japanese moved their main force up the track here, and we took some opportunity fire from the Lieutenant Colonel and his stack here, which disrupted all of the infantry platoons and reduced one of them. The other two lieutenants here, with the backup forces, the reserves, moved up the track as well. And the lieutenant down here, the blocking force, moved down to here. So their next move is going to be into light jungle. So they're not going to have to worry about disorientation or anything else. So it's going to move down this way. And then they'll probably move up and around and probably try and take the airfields as well, which will reduce the Australian victory points by 6 VP, but will add 4 VP to the Japanese. So, you know, either way, that's a pretty good sort of outcome for them, and then they can also then try and move down into the village and take some more VP off the Australians and gain some more for the Japanese as well. So that's where we are up to. So the Japanese have lost one step at the moment. The Australians haven't lost anything. Australians are on initiative 2, Japanese on 3. So let's get to the initiative roll. Australia first, 2 plus 3 is 5. And the Japanese 3 plus 1 is 4. Difference of 1 halved is a half. Rounded up is 1 activation for the Australians. So let's look at that. Okay. Stupid computer doing shit. Okay, so what do we want to do? Now, I think we've got 4, 8, 12, 13 there. We've got 4, 8 there. I think what we might do is I'm wondering if we hold the big punch and maybe hit with the little punch. That'd be an 8. So they'd start on the 7, but they're adjacent, which brings it up to 16. Or we go for the 12, which puts it on the 11. They're adjacent, which brings it up to the 22. Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to activate the Lieutenant Colonel's mob here. May as well activate the whole stack. It's not really going to... Well, no. Activate the Lieutenant Colonel. We'll leave the other bod free at the moment. So we're going to activate them to fire. So we have 4, 8, 12, 13 for them. So we're on the 11. We bring this over as per usual, just so we can see. There's no entrenchments, there's no heavy woods, there's no jungle, it's light jungle. They're not firing through anything. They're not dug in. The target's not at higher elevation, it's actually lower. Target's not 3 hexes away or anything else. So there's no negative modifiers. They are adjacent. So we go up to the 22. and the target contains 3 combat units. So we actually go up to the 30 column. So we're going to be rolling on the 30 column. And we get a 6 on the 30, which is an M1. Not great, but better than nothing. So these people are fired now. Excuse me. So they've activated. They're done. And we have an M1 here. So the captain first is an 8, so he needs a 7 or less. And passes just by the skin of his teeth. The reduced unit is an 8, so he needs a 7 or less. He gets it, bastard. The first infantry is a 9, so he needs an 8 or less. Fails, and he becomes demoralized. And then the last fella, again, 8 or less, he passes. So not great, but not too bad. Okay, so we're up to the first Japanese activation now, and I think the best thing they can do is try and fix these guys up. They could do a jump in, but they'd only be attacking for 2 for 3. They can't take the demoralized unit in there. 2, 3, 4 on an assault combat, so they'd only be here. They'd get the captain bonus. They'd get the Japanese bonus. They would, yeah, they would get the morale bonus. Well, no, all units attacking side have higher morale. In fact, they do. Because even this reduced unit is still an 8 and the Australians are only a 7. So if they went in, they'd be on a 2, a 3, a 4. Japanese, leader, morale is 13. Not a town, entrenchment or cave. It's not major river. Not a cliff. It's not jungle. Dug in doesn't matter. They're not on a higher elevation slope hex, so they're not going to, the Australians wouldn't pick that up. Well, is it? I'm just trying to remember here. So this one is +2 side defending higher elevation steep slope hex from attackers. This would be a steep slope hex, I would think. This here would sit, well, in fact, they should get that, shouldn't they? Side defending higher elevation slope hex. Well, this is a slope, but I think they mean sort of going from here to here. Well, that's the same as going from there to there. So, yeah, I don't know if they want to do that. I think realistically, the best thing they can do is to try and fix themselves up. So we're going to do a recovery on these units. The captain, I'm wondering about maybe moving him back 1 at the moment. But I don't think we will. So let's do the recovery on this disrupted unit here. So he is an 8. So it will be a 7 or less. Oh, and he fails miserably, and he becomes demoralized. Ouch. Okay, and then the demoralized unit is a 8, so he needs a 7 or less. He passes, so he's got disrupted, and the disrupted unit here is a 9, so he needs an 8 or less. And he becomes demoralized. Well, that didn't work very bloody well at all, did it? Ouch. No, did not work well at all. Oops, wrong one. Well, okay. So the Australian second activation, I think we put some fire in here. I don't see any reason not to. Now, none of these are going to do much at all. I think we'll just activate the sergeant. No, we won't. Oh, now they didn't lose a step there. So, yeah, the lieutenant and those two there will do direct fire into here. So they've got 4, 8. So they're on the 7 column. We go up 2 for adjacency. And we go up another one for 3 combat units who are on the 22. We get a 5 on the 22, which is an M2. Okay. So these guys are done now. Okay, an M2. So the captain is an 8, so he needs a 6 or less. And fails and becomes disrupted. The demoralized unit is a 8, a 7, a 6, a 5. So 4 or less. Oh, ouch. And he is gone. Okay, so that's a step loss. Sorry. We can flip him. And he goes to the graveyard, and that's another step loss. That's the second step loss for them. The next guy is a disrupted unit, an M2, so he is a 9 minus 2 is a 7 or less. He gets there. And the last guy will be a 6 or less. He's a 9, a 8, a 7, 6. Sorry, 6 or less. And he passes as well. Okay. Now we need to do the leader loss check. So a 2 or a 3 will kill the leader. And he's fine. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we're back to the Japanese for their second activation. They'll activate the lieutenant here and his mob to move. And they're just all going to move down into the light woods here. They're not crossing a contour line. Light jungle is only a 1, or jungle, I should say. Light jungle. Yeah, is a 1. So they've got a movement of 3. So they can go 1, 2. They might just go here for 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And they're all done. Righto, we're back to the Australians. The Australians don't want to do anything. All we've got is a couple of leaders that can still do anything. The lieutenant here and a lieutenant and the sergeant here. So we're not going to do anything. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring up some more people. So we'll activate this lieutenant here with his people. Again, no opportunity fire or anything else. They're in light jungle here. So they can go 2 into there because we're onto the contour. into there and into there. Australians, again, nothing they really want to do at the moment. So this lieutenant then will move up as well. Now, what are they going to do? They are in jungle, and they want to move to here. So that will be a disorientation check. So roll up the dice, grab that. Hey, 2d6, and they get a 4. Now they want to move this way. A 4 puts them 1 to the right, so they actually move down to here for 2, which doesn't help them at all. But that's as far as they can go, so they are done, and that is that. Australians, again, not interested in doing anything at the moment, so that's going to be the end of the turn. So we can clear the markers and do our check. So in the graveyard, we've got the one full platoon, so that's 2 step losses for the Japanese. There's no other step losses. They've just got their disrupted and demoralised units here. And the Australians are holding up well, but this is a worry. Probably should have brought this bloke this way. It was a bit silly. But we'll see what happens. So that is that. So that is the end of that turn. We can bring that down to the 0315 turn. Bring it back over and go file save as. That's not what I want. What am I doing here? Don't want save games. I want I've got no idea what I want. I'm just screwing you around at the moment, so I'll stop there and I'll save the game in my own bloody time. So take care, have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.